brick and saw to a crack rock. Pussy get full like a laptop. And your main thought shit, mascot. Run through the floor at the trash spot. Suicide doors with a glass top. Talk about money, you a had not. And my lawyer tough like Matlock. Soon up in the corner, hit a K-pop. Pull up in the sucker in the gray drop. Hit a nigga up, then I skate out. Gotta lay low, then you fade out. Hit a nigga hole, take the safe out. 36 O's where you came bout. Send me fully loaded, blow your brains out. Hating on Louis with the hate bout. Gucci on the loafers and I'm stamped now. Clap back, whipping that cane, bagging a brick, fucking these hoes, drowning in six, fork in the water, it's time to lock in. Pot on the stove, I'm at it again. Play with my order, I'm down in your man. Clip fully loaded, red dot on your head. VVS what? Watch cost a brick. Louis went gold, you niggas is sick. Back to the trap shit. Black K make 'em backflip. Pussy nigga, you a actress. Up a clip, got the trap lit. Kyle Lowry on the Raptor. 12 o'clock on the pastor. Throw 20, blow past you. You a sucker if you act up. Turn a brick and saw to a crack rock. Pussy get full like a laptop. And your main thought shit, mascot. Run through the floor at the trash spot. Suicide doors with a glass top. Talk about money, you a had not. And my lawyer tough like Matlock. Soon up in the corner, hit a K-pop. Pull up in the sucker in the gray drop. Hit a nigga up, then I skate out. Gotta lay low, then you fade out. Hit a nigga hole, take the safe out. 36 O's where you came bout. Send me fully loaded, blow your brains out. Hating on Louis with the hate bout. Gucci on the loafers and I'm stamped now. Clap back, Christian Dior, dripped in my pores, laced in velour, tipping these broads. Louis and Gucci, my wrist kinda frauds. They pay me, you sue me, your clip getting tossed. Lauren the Fuji, she tricked till she score. Fuck for a Lucy, protect on her arm. Choke on choker, my neck kinda gone. You hating, I got it, I flex when you frost. Fresh up off the back block, 2 4s in a glass pot. Talk oil on my cash stock. Fuck hoes at the trash spot. Twin turbo bought a fast drive. 30 on the hip, nigga, man down. I'm that nigga that can't stand now. Middle finger to the feds now. Clap back.
We live, let the music play again.
1 3.
The 8-minute mark, then we go.
Turn a brick and saw to a crack rock. Pussy get full like a laptop. And your main thought shit, mascot. Run through the floor at the trash spot. Suicide doors with a glass top. Talk about money, you a had not. And my lawyer tough like Matlock. Soon up in the corner, hit a K-pop. Pull up in the sucker in the gray drop. Hit a nigga up, then I skate out. Gotta lay low, then you fade out. Hit a nigga hole, take the safe out. 36 O's where you came bout. Send me fully loaded, blow your brains out. Hating on Louis with the hate bout. Gucci on the loafers and I'm stamped now. Clap back, whipping that cane, bagging a brick, fucking these hoes, drowning in six, fork in the water, it's time to lock in. Pot on the stove, I'm at it again. Play with my order, I'm down in your man. Clip fully loaded, red dot on your head. VVS what? Watch cost a brick. Louis went gold, you niggas is sick. Back to the trap shit. Black K make 'em backflip. Pussy nigga, you a actress. Up a clip, got the trap lit. Kyle Lowry on the Raptor. 12 o'clock on the pastor. Throw 20, blow past you. You a sucker if you act up. Turn a brick and saw to a crack rock. Pussy get full like a laptop. And your main thought shit, mascot. Run through the floor at the trash spot. Suicide doors with a glass top. Talk about money, you a had not. And my lawyer tough like Matlock. Soon up in the corner, hit a K-pop. Pull up in the sucker in the gray drop. Hit a nigga up, then I skate out. Gotta lay low, then you fade out. Hit a nigga hole, take the safe out. 36 O's where you came bout. Send me fully loaded, blow your brains out. Hating on Louis with the hate bout. Gucci on the loafers and I'm stamped now. Clap back, Christian Dior, dripped in my pores, laced in velour, tipping these bras. Louis and Gucci, my wrist kinda frauds. They paid me, you sue me, your clip getting tossed. Lauren the Fuji, she tricked till she scored. Fuck for a Lucy, protect on her arm. Choke on choker, my neck kinda gone. You hating, I got it, I flex when you frost. Fresh up off the back block, 2 fours in a glass pot. Talk oil on my cash stock. Fuck hoes at the trash spot. Twin turbo bought a fast drive. 30 on the hip, nigga, man down. I'm that nigga that can't stand now. Middle finger to the feds now. Clap back. One threat. Turn a brick of salt to a crack rock. Pussy get full like a laptop. And your main thought shit, mascot. Run through the floor at the trash spot. Suicide doors with a glass top. Talk about money, you a had not. And my lawyer tough like Matlock. Soon up in the corner, hit a K-pop. Pull up in the sucker in the gray drop. Hit a nigga up, then I skate out. Gotta lay low, then you fade out. Hit a nigga hole, take the safe out. 36 O's what you came about. Send me fully loaded, blow your brains out. Hating on Louis with the hate bout. Gucci on the loafers and I'm stamped now. Clap back, whipping that cane, bagging a brick, fucking these hoes, drowning in 6, fork in the water, it's time to lock in. Pot on the stove, I'm at it again. Play with my order, I'm down in your man. Clip fully loaded, red dot on your head. VVS what? Watch cost a brick. Louis went gold, you niggas is sick. Back to the trap shit. Black K make 'em backflip. Pussy nigga, you an actress. Up a clip, got the trap lit. Kyle Lowry on the Raptor. 12 o'clock on the pastor. Throw 20 blow past you. You a sucker if you act up. Turn a brick of salt to a crack rock. Pussy get full like a laptop. And your main thought shit, mascot. Run through the floor at the trash spot. Suicide doors with a glass top. Talk about money, you a had not. And my lawyer tough like Matlock. Soon up in the corner, hit a K-pop. Pull up in the sucker in the gray drop. Hit a nigga up, then I skate out. Gotta lay low, then you fade out. Hit a nigga hole, take the safe out. 36 O's where you came bout. Send me fully loaded, blow your brains out. Hating on Louis with the hate bout. Gucci on the loafers and I'm stamped now. Clap back, Christian Dior, dripped in my pores, laced in velour, tipping these bras. Louis and Gucci, my wrist kinda frauds. They paid me, you sue me, your clip getting tossed. Lauren the Fuji, she tricked till she scored. Fuck for a Lucy, protect on her arm. Choke on choker, my neck kinda gone. You hating, I got it, I flex when you frost. Fresh up off the back block, 2 fours in a glass pot. Talk oil on my cash stock. Fuck hoes at the trash spot. Twin turbo bought a fast drive. 30 on the hip, nigga, man down. I'm that nigga that can't stand now. Middle finger to the feds now. Clap back.
30 seconds, 10 seconds now. I thought 30 is 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 8-minute mark, you know, clip an event. Link in the chat. The link is definitely in the chat. My title should have been changed because it's Bud Crawford has, the harassment, Bud Crawford arrest, and plus Tank Davis retiring, plus boxing news, I've been out of commission, dealing with these the comment mafia, with certain people, trainers, with certain fighters that's putting themselves in a predicament, which I don't know why. You feel me? Since Canelo versus Crawford, September 13th to now, it's just been crazy. I've been viral. I wanted my music to go viral, but a certain picture, certain video I did went viral. And it was it was old. It was old. And then it just after the Canelo Bud fight, it just happened to go viral. I wake up the next morning, I just see all this stuff, but I'm not paying attention because usually I comment on somebody post and I have probably like 100,000 likes just off my comments. So I'm thinking that. So I'm going up seeing people talking crazy, but what caught my attention, it was Bomac. Bomac sent me a DM. When Bomac sent me the DM, it messed me up because he was like, damn, let the brother enjoy his win. And I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? Fuck Bomac 10. Like, I'm thinking I'm gonna get an interview. Like, he want me to interview him. And I just get the I'm gonna post the message up. I'm gonna put it as my thumbnail. I'm gonna redo my thumbnail for this video. But I did the thumbnail already. So, I comment back. I'm like, yo, this picture is old. Like this is from the Dave Avinesia fight. Why is y'all so frustrated and concerned about this Canelo fight? Nobody need, like, this picture is old. This video is old. And then Steve Nelson comment. A couple of other pro people comment. And I had to check them. I had to check them, like, yo, this not that. It's not that. I mean, like, nigga, I'm gonna house us for some real shit. I'm a real, like, one of them niggas don't play with me. You know what I mean? But that's neither here or there. I just came to cook up, and I wanted to cook up because Terence Crawford threw a parade, which we never seen a fighter win titles and throw parades. I'm from Philadelphia. Boots ain't throw a parade. Danny Garcia never threw a parade. Bernard Hopkins never threw a parade. Go to New York, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. Nobody never threw parades. But shout out to Bud Crawford, 3-time undisputed. Nebraska doesn't have any type of football team. So, him being an athlete there and bringing something back to that base, they deserve a parade. But what the cops did was corny. And I know a lot of people will create a narrative because I started the narrative, stating that the cop was a Canelo fan and he lost the bet, so he proved Bud over. Just being sarcastic, making a joke out of the situation. But then I did a video, another short, and right now I'm claiming that, that shit corny. Like, that brother going through all that with his family in the car, you know, because a lot of people will say, oh, well, that joint was scripted, because he's dealing with Turkey, they WWE ish, the Canelo fight was rigged, it was scripted. Listen, whatever it was, it was. But even if that was like that, like, you don't do that to him. Like, come on, man. And it's just not the texture of your skin, because at the end of the day, it happens to me. It happens to me. You know what I mean? It happens to me. Both sides. It's just law enforcement in general is just fucked up. I mean, it doesn't matter the complexion of your skin. This is what they do to people. They're going to embarrass you. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity, you're a superstar, or even you somebody regular like me, a regular civilian. This is what they do, and especially the men. Because you got some officers that they mind state is fucked up. So in their mind state, they thinking they can do whatever they want because the powers to be. And that right there was corny. He got his family recording it. Probably was his kids, his wife. Glad I'm happy they recorded it. So the world get to see just in case if anything happened. Because him, he's a boxer, so they're gonna say anything and something could have happened. But shout out to the Crawford family. We know the boxing world send our condolences, especially the boxing world here in Philadelphia. We send our condolences to the Crawford family. And for the young kids, we just hope they visions and images that's in their mind can heal. Because that shit was corny. And just as myself posting it up and everybody posting it up on social media just to go viral, it's just bringing that image back into the kids' head. It's like seeing somebody get killed. Excuse my language, but that that's what that image can cause. You know, and it was fucked up. Your dad did something no other fighter did. In the full belt era, 3-time undisputed, throw a parade, and this is the things he get. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now on to the next segment. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about today. On to the next segment, Tank retiring. Everybody complaining, oh, Tank retiring, and he ain't gonna fight Shakur. Let me tell you something. Shakur wasn't a part of the Four Kings. He wasn't a part of the Four King era. And now y'all just trying to make slither his way into it. It's just like y'all saying he's the best 135 pounder out there when he haven't fought nobody. And when he had the opportunity to fight somebody like Elton De Los Santos, we seen like he's not elite. He ran the whole fight, so we can't say that yo you one of those ones. But y'all trying to paint the narrative with this Williams Cepeda fight, and when you keep rewatching the fight, you keep saying a different fight. You keep saying like, damn, did Williams Cepeda really won that fight? And y'all just giving it to him, just like y'all gave him the Edwin De Los Santos fight when Shakur really lost that Edwin De Los Santos fight. You can go by the punch count. Fuck copy boxing. Copy box is always wrong. See, me, when I watch the fight, I watch it as tape. That's why my live commentaries be the livest. You know, I mean, we roll up, smoke one, and we talking. But we breaking it down. But me personally, if Tank retired, who cares? You know what I mean? Only Shakur cares. The reason I state that because he can't keep Tank name out his mouth. Excuse me. Let me backpedal that. He can't keep Gerante Tank Davis name out of his mouth. And me personally, I don't. It's not Shakur. I'm not going to put that on Shakur. It's the commentators. Y'all keep asking him the same dumbass questions. Y'all keep asking him the same dumbass questions. And when he look at y'all, he give y'all that look like, bro, why you keep asking me the same dumb shit? You don't get the same dumbass answer, bro. The brother don't want to fight. No, I'm willing to take the fight. He's willing to take the fight, but something is really holding this up. Because at the end of the day, they're fighters, bro. Ain't none of them scared of each other. You know, 50-50, it's really not a 50-50 fight because we can't label a 50-50 fight because Shakur Stevenson is not a knockout artist. That's number one, right? He's not a knockout artist. But number two should be number one because his hands is fucked up. So how are you gonna say something is a 50-50 fight when you got a world dog that's gonna come in there and take you to the deep waters and drown you all the time? You feel me? But we on this Tank and Shakur topic, and people trying to label Shakur the best at 135. Let's talk about resumes. Shakur resume at 135 is not like that. Williams Zepeda is not a Pitbull Cruz, a Ryan Garcia, a Frank Martin, a Mario Barrios, a Leo Santa Cruz. Like Williams Zepeda is not none of them. He definitely not a Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull will put Williams Zepeda to sleep. He will put Shakur to sleep, and he's going to put Lamont to sleep. If I'm not mistaken, it's December. It's December. It's December. I had the date, but I don't want to give it the date. I think it's the first Saturday of December, first, second Saturday of December. I think it's like the 6th or the 8th, some shit like that. If I got the dates wrong, I will post the date. But yeah, Lamont Roach will get steamrolled by Pitbull Cruz. I'm telling y'all. Don't think Lamont won't come in and put a boxing performance because Pitbull ready for that. His footwork. What I seen last fight for Pitbull Cruz showed me that he's ready for everything. That boy dangerous. And you seen Tank and never wanted to give him that rematch. Why? Because Pitbull Cruz beat Tank. He beat the dog shit out of Tank. Lamont ain't do nothing Pitbull Cruz did. But like I said, while we on the Shakur and Tank situation, the link is in the comments. Their resume. Resume speaks volume. So how can we say Shakur is the best at 135 when you got a chance to fight Elba De Los Santos? You could have showed us you was that guy. But you hopped on that mountain bike, boy, and you was haul assing uphill. That nigga doing 20 uphill. Nigga, I can't even do 20 mile per hour uphill, nigga. Crazy. But you let you people tell it. Y'all gonna paint a different narrative and tell a different story. But and since we on the Tank topic, and I brought Lamont into the situation, shout out the Shoo Carrington, Bruce Shoo Carrington. Shout out to Shoo. Even shout out to Showbiz TV. I'm sure Showbiz the adult did an interview with Shoo, right? And I told my son this when Tank took the knee in the Lamont Roach fight. I told my son, I said, "Yo, you are allowed to do that. You take 3 paces back, you kneel on your left knee, you raise your right hand, and you turn your head to the ref. That's how a fighter get the call timeout." Everybody like, you don't know what you talking about, bro. I studied this shit when I was a kid, yo. When we was kids, it was all about your footwork and studying the book. Once you study that and your footwork is at least at a 70, 80%, then you're gonna start punching the mitts and punching the bag. Besides that, your footwork ain't shit. You ain't studied the book enough. So make a long story short, and short story not that long. Uh, Shushu Carrington told Showbiz that you are allowed to take a knee in the amateurs, and this is how you do it. And the rules in the amateurs, the knee situation applies in the pros. Even the referees know that. Even the referees know that. And shout out to the official call podcast because they brought it up before. Shout out to them brothers. They brought it up. They even brought up the one on the Teofimo interview that Turkey wasn't putting on. He wasn't putting on the big fights people wanted to see. And I kept telling people that. But getting back to the Shushu Carrington interview when he stated that there's a rule that you're allowed to take a knee. And the fighter, that's how a fighter called timeout. And Showbiz ain't know that. He was like, bro, wow, you the first fighter that ever said that. No, nigga, I've been telling y'all this forever. I love the sport of boxing. I love football. Even before Roger Goodell fucked up the NFL. Even before the Tom Brady rule came into existence when it should have been the Carson Palmer rule. You feel me? I watched them change the games and bring up all of these rules in the sports I love. And by me being young, and before I wanted to touch that bag and do all of that pad work, I had to study the book. And that's one of the rules we learned how a fighter can call timeout. And what Tank did was official. And shout out to Bruce Shushu Carrington for stating that. And any given time, bro, pull up. Love to give you an interview. Um, Next segment. May. I received something. Um, Canelo's supposed to be getting a shoulder surgery. Canelo's supposed to be getting a shoulder surgery. He always fight May and September, so he be back May, mid 2026. Rematch. The rematch clause is really effective. The rematch clause should be activated in January, if I'm not mistaken. That's the biggest fight to make in boxing right now is the rematch, and everybody want to see the rematch because of this draw situation and the copy box situation. A lot of people, is getting frustrated when people rewatching the fight. You rewatching the fight, you like, damn, that shit was a draw, but you got to choose a winner. So it depends if you're gonna be on the side of history or you just gonna be on the side of a person that's always winning. But he can make history too in the rematch, just like the Bivol and Bitterby, how they broke even. And that's what's going to happen in this fight. They're going to break even, so they went with the history. Bud made history, you know, 3-time undisputed champion, male champion, you know, of the full belt era. He did it. Yes, he did it. If you hear any music in the background as the people outside, please do not give me no copyright. But make a long story short, they went with the history side, and he did it. So now that the rematch clause will be activated, Canelo will be a 3-time undisputed champion at 168, the first Mexican to do it, and he's going to go down as the greatest Mexican fighter ever. Mark my words, watch it happen. And the rematch clause will be activated by January. Mark my words, watch it happen. No, 23 minutes in it. Keyshawn Davis next fight. Who would y'all like to see Keyshawn fight at 140? Me personally, by him being a WBO champ and then getting stripped and Tio already having a fight with Shakur, uh, you know, the mandatory of the WBO. Or you can go the person that's ranked number one, or at least get the top 10. Do what Jerron Bootson is doing. He couldn't get the fights that he wanted, the championship fights, because Erickson Lubin was in negotiation with Baccarin, so Boots couldn't get that fight. So Lubin fucked it up until Boots went the Lima route, and Lima was ranked number 10 in the WBA. You feel me? He couldn't fight Telez, which everybody thought he was gonna fight Telez, but no. After the Stanionis fight when Boots signed with Eddie, PBC was like, "All right, you trying to play us? Well, all right, Jake, come on, we're gonna help your fighter. We're gonna put your fighter on so y'all can fight for this vacant belt." Telez was the interim title, the interim champ for the WBA. And the guy Jake Paul got, was the number one contender. Even though Boots had the super, he was the man, the true mandatory Mando of it. But he went the Lima route, and even when Boots beat Lima, he's still gonna be still ranked higher. He the WBA title next. He's gonna grab that, but he become the IBO title too, champion. You know what I mean? So he's still fighting the champion. So I have to like Brian Norman Sr. I'm gonna do a whole segment about this goofy, this trooper. Like he's a straight trooper, man. I got so many videos of him here in Philly when his son was getting beat up, getting his ass whooped in Philly. When they was mopping the floor, he was coming to the gyms in Philly getting mopped. Even though he was mopped, he was putting on a great performance with certain fighters, but he was getting his ass whooped up here. And, you know, videos prove how he'll beat Bud Boots to do this to Bud, he'll do that to Bud. And now you just you try to create a narrative, bro. The man been calling Earl Spence and Terence Crawford out when he was at welterweight forever, and you talking about names, nigga. Bowichuk is a tune-up fight. Bowichuk is nobody, and Brandon Adams showed us again. You feel me? Even Mikel Fox beat the dog shit out of Bowichuk and he robbed him. Bowichuk is a yeah, he ain't even a fucking journeyman. He ass. You talking about Virgil? Nigga, all Virgil doing is fighting tune-ups. You talking about Lubin, bro. Lubin dropped the ball 2 times, bro. 2 times he dropped the ball. He had a chance to show us Lubin is not that. He's just a tune-up. And y'all looking at him as a name because he fought Charlo and Fundora and lost to them. You feel me? Y'all looking at Lubin as a name. Lubin is a tuna. You feel me, nigga? Virgil is a fucking tuna. Virgil ain't cut like that. Oscar trying to put on a fight. His Rick Merengue dancing around the situation, talking some other shit, bro. You feel me? But getting back to Keyshawn, I would like to see Keyshawn, Tito Mercado will welcome him to the 140 division, but he need a great fight there. But Brian Norman, I'm gonna cook your ass, man. I don't know why they people be giving you this platform to cook because of your son. But bro, you not that. You not that. You not that. You not nigga, you can't even fight, nigga. You ass. And your son ass. I like your son in this Haney fight, but Haney can pull it off. Haney can knock your son out. Cause your son chin ain't that. Your son chin ain't that. And if Devin, I'm gonna keep it real. If Devin Haney came to fight how he fought Jose Ramirez, but be more a little active, he can knock his son out. He can do the same thing. JCon Bocheka, remember? Bocheka Figueroa, who beat the shit out your son, kept dropping your son, and only won 3 rounds. Yeah, he can do the same thing Bocheka did. Devin can definitely do it. It's just all about him exchanging. If he's willing to exchange, and all Dev got to do is just keep his hand up and chin tuck. It's gonna be a hard night hitting him. But yeah, Teofimo Shakur, right? The biggest fight in boxing. I'm telling y'all right that. I'm telling y'all that right now. The biggest fight in boxing, especially if it's 2026. Biggest fight in boxing. Pay per view fight. It's definitely a pay per view fight. Uh, Competition wise, like I say, resume. Teo fought the better competition. Y'all not gonna sit here and say Shakur Stevenson was better than Lomachenko in his prime. We are not gonna say that. Because remember, Shakur Stevenson was fighting. But we're not gonna say that because Top Rank, Max Kellerman, they all to tell you something different. They all to tell you something different. Because they even stated it out their mouth that Lomachenko was better than Shakur Stevenson. And Teofimo whooped his ass. Every time he fight great competition, he leveled up. You know, we watch how everybody try to use Boots' name. It's always these turkey fighters, and then it backfires, and then people expose like, nah, it just was a propaganda thing. Project Mockingbird, Turkey wanted us to say that Boots was this and that. You feel me? And Tio exposed that. But at the end of the day, Tio resume is better than Shakur resume. Hands down. He fought the better competition, the better fighters. Every time he fought an elite person, he stepped up and showed us that, he's the reason he's the really a champion. But when you look at Shakur Stevenson and the people he fought, you like, bro, you fought Elba De Los Santos, but you ran. So we can't really tell you what you is, bro. Like that nigga cracking and you ran. So I can't put you. up here saying that you beat a great fighter because you didn't. Then you talking as Williams and Pay the shit, and every time you do the rewatch, the performance you everybody talking about you put on, we don't I don't see it. I don't see it. Like there's no shade, no blame. I'm not gonna shit on you, but bro, I don't see that shit. I don't see it. You know, And, we're gonna find out the 26th. The world gonna find out, and I got Shakur touching that canvas. I don't know. I got him touching that canvas, and I got it being a 70-30 fight. And the reason I state that because his fist, Shakur fist, his fist mean a lot. This is what y'all gotta understand. When a person gets surgery on their hands, that shit mean a lot. But you know, when you get surgery in your hands, they start putting metal rods in your hands, and niggas start cheating with these metal rods in their hands. You know, and that should be like if you get a surgery on your hand and you get a metal rod in your hand, you shouldn't box. You shouldn't box. I ain't trying to fuck up nobody money, but you shouldn't box because you putting other people in danger. You know, because it's not a bone, it's a rod. You feel me? But you know his hands. You know he always complaining about his hands, and you can't do that with Tio. You seen Tio last performance, but Arna Barbosa, and his performance was way better than Shakur performance. It was way better than Shakur performance. You know, what is that? Me personally, I got it a 70-30 fight. I'm not gonna hold no punches. You know, if Shakur hands was 100%, then I could say, yo, it's a 50-50 fight because their styles. You know, it's going to be like a Boots and Cameron. No battle of the feet. Boots and Cameron won. But it can be a two. It can be Boots and Cameron too. That's what it's going to look like. I'm trying to tell y'all. Um, I got the the victorious when I got Teal in that fight. I got him pulling it off. I got him beating Shakur. I got Teal beating Shakur. I got him pulling it off. He can knock him out, but I ain't got it a knockout. I got him going the distance, going 12, but he's going to have two knockdowns. He's going to have two 8-10 rounds. Teal will have that, you know. And another thing, I'm watching Teal, you know, on an interview. Shout out to official call podcast, you know. And like I said, how I started it off, you know, when you're talking about the referee, this was like around the 30-minute and 3-second mark around there when the ref stated the same thing I've been saying. Turkey ain't putting on no big fights. He's lying. He's putting on no big fights. But during that interview, boxers painting their nails. Teal got his nails painted. Come on, bro. Like, come on. When I was growing up, bro, you couldn't wear a fanny pack. We got our ass whipped. Now you got everybody wearing fanny packs and men bags. But we got our ass whipped wearing that shit, nigga. We couldn't even put our fucking hands on our hip. We got our ass whipped, bro. You couldn't even cross our legs, nigga. We got our ass whipped. But now it's like it's crazy, man. It's crazy. This shit diabolical. You know, it, it misleads the youth and messes with their head, man. It fucks them up, man. And they think that shit cool when it's not, man. You know, ain't nothing manly about that. You know, ain't nothing manly about that. But I'm glad the brother, one of the referees, brought that up, stating that, you know, what big fight he put on. Because nobody ain't wanted to see Crawford and Canelo. We all know the fights we wanted to see. We wanted to see Crawford versus Boots, Canelo versus Benavidez. You feel me? Yo, what's up, my boy? What up? What up? What up? You know, those the fights we wanted to see, and we never got none of them. And I'm glad the referee from the official call podcast brought that up. Go check it out. It's the Teofimo interview. 30 minutes and 3 seconds into the interview, he states, but you can put it on the 30-minute mark or the 29-minute mark, and you're gonna hear the brother state that, you know, Turkey ain't put on no big fights. He's not. He ain't put on one big fight yet. Well, people look at all of the fights that's happening in the UK. Yes, it's big fights for the UK, but not for the boxing. You feel me? PBC got all of the pay-per-view stars. That's why all of these fights pay-per-view. And that's why I'm saying Teofimo versus Shakur Stevenson is going to be it's the biggest fight in boxing right now. Like, it's the biggest fight in boxing, and especially for 2026 and opening up 2026 in January. It's the biggest fight in boxing. No Diddy is the biggest fight in boxing, man. What the only fight that can stop that is the rematch clause, and the rematch is happening. The rematch is happening. Y'all can't. Turkey can't pull it. Bug can't trying to pull no bullshit. The rematch is happening. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's been a talk for a rematch. They got the rematch clause. Remember, Bud already mentioned the rematch clause when the fight first got announced. Yeah, it's an automatic rematch clause. That's why I say it's just like the Bittery and Bibble. It was all right. We gonna go with this side of history, or we just gonna go with this nigga always winning. So they went with the history side to try. I keep telling people to try to make this nigga try to be better than Floyd Mayweather when your resume is nowhere near Floyd Mayweather resume. You feel me? Damn, these niggas fucking up my life with these dumbass music. Man, I be hating this shit. These niggas be soft and shit playing this dumb shit, bro. And keep that shit to yourself. Keep that music shit to yourself. Yeah, that shit automatically activated. You gotta look. He's ranked WBA, WBO, WBC, and IBF. He ranked number one in all body sanctions already. He ranked number one. Automatic rematch clause. He already activated. It's going to be activated late December, beginning of January. Yeah, yeah. He having an elbow surgery, and that's when they say he'd be back May. But we got to remember, they trying to say a shoulder joint, but he never had no problems with that. They always they be Mike Coppinger. People just be making up shit. But he wasn't hurt. He wasn't hurt during that fight. His shoulder wasn't hurt. Even though they mentioned it, but he been had a surgery on that shit. But they just be bringing up old news. You feel me? They just be bringing up old news to try to make that an excuse. Then when this come around, when Bud get beat up, they gonna blame, oh, that happened because he got arrested. That he's fighting the case now, and all of a sudden, imaginary case come out of nowhere. You feel me? And the reason I think that shit probably could have been staged because a lot of people was complaining about, like, bro, we understand Nebraska don't have a football team, basketball team, none of that, but we never seen a fighter do a parade. This your second time doing that shit, you know? And I agree with people to a certain degree. We never seen Floyd Mayweather throw a parade. We never seen Canelo. I'm from Philly. We never seen Danny Garcia. We never seen none of these niggas throw parades. Any champion in New York, you never seen Tyson, Zab, Jude. Like we never seen it. Only with this situation. But me, I can understand because Nebraska doesn't have a team. It doesn't have a football team, a basketball team, a baseball team. So by Bud just bringing the spotlight there, and for people like to be real, let's keep it real. The illest nigga in Nebraska just was insane. You feel me? We've been saying that shit since the '80s. It should have been insane, but now just a person to come out of there and be like, "Yo, we got some hitters in Nebraska too." I feel that shit. You feel me? I feel for that. I feel it. Like they need a team. Like I'm gonna be real. If a new football team was to start, you can go to Nebraska or Virginia. Virginia need one. The seven city Sharks would be fired. You know, Virginia big as shit. Virginia need one. Nebraska need one, but just for him being here, I can understand the parade situation, but you got pro fighters like a parade though, bro. But the only people that agree with the parade is the top receiver. People need to understand this, right? The bias commentary. Listen, just look at the bias commentary. When you watch the Netflix commentary, they always top rank HBO, ESPN. Listen, HBO, ESPN is top ranked commentary. It's all top ranked. Tim, Andre Ward, Roy Jones. It's all of them niggas. Max Kellerman, Mike Coppinger. It's all of them. When you watch Bud Crawford versus Canelo, everybody I just named was the commentators. Antonio Tara, all of these motherfuckers were the commentators. You heard the biasness. Even when shots wasn't landing, they was saying it was landing when a lot of shit was hitting the guard. But nobody was talking about the battle with the ankles. Bud versus Canelo was the battle with the ankles. These niggas ankles was fighting. It was the battle of the foots. I'ma step on your foot. We gonna trip over each other's foot, and a little jab or shove and make it look like you stumbled. But ain't none of us came here to really rumble. You feel me? Bud Crawford did the same shit William Skoll did. He was on his bicycle. He was moving lateral. Only thing is, it just was a lot of ankle exchanges, and people looking at the ankle exchanges thinking the punches was landing when the punches never was landing. Wasn't none of them punches landing. That's why I say, that fight was rigged. That fight was rigged. When you look at the fight was rigged. You know what I mean? Yeah, link in the chat. Yeah, my fault. Join in the chat. Yeah, but when you rewatch the fight, that's what you see, man. You just see a lot of motherfucker ankle, a lot of ankles getting tangled up, back and forth. Yes, yeah, my fault, y'all. I had it muted for the copyright strike. Cause it's like I don't know. I ain't trying to blame YouTube. Cause like let's say I rap, right? So if I was to play, like you see how I play my music in the beginning, that shit's supposed to help me get streams and stuff. But it's like when people ride by, they always give me a copyright strike. I'm trying to get monetized, so that shit'll fuck up your monetization. So I've been trying to avoid that for a little grip. But I had beat a couple of pills recently because like certain videos, uh, I'm gonna leave them brothers out of it. But Victor Conte, Devin Haney, a bunch of Turkey Ring Magazine, Crawford, um, I had got copyright strikes. And I had got one with Tank Charlo and AB too. That community put a copyright strike on me, but that shit hurted me. You feel me? Because it ain't start then. It started 6 months later. Then after that 6 months, I had to waited another 6 months. And I'm like, damn. So I just get off that copyright claim. It was August 18th, but then they just been playing with my monetization. So no, I'm just trying to get monetized, man. Make some money off this shit. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, supporting myself through these channels, and I got the accolades. No bug, 3-time undisputed. You look at my shit, nigga. I'm 10,000 subscribers, over 10 million views, and I'm still not monetized. I watched them play with my live numbers because I used to do numbers, man. Go live, I had 500 to 1,000 people on my live. Then all of a sudden, they just started attacking me. You feel me? They just started tagging me. I used to drop shorts. My shorts used to do 50,000, 100,000 easy. 250,000 easy. He just started tagging my shit. All of these copyright claims, and I had a sponsor with Hershey. I'm gonna show y'all that sponsor. I had a few emails from them. Making a couple good dollars with them. Hopefully I still got them sponsors. I'm just waiting to get monetized. That's what I'm thinking. But I could have still sponsored them now. But I took it as, oh, no, not hit it again. I ain't see it. Hit it again. You heard me, NY? Hit it again. In fact, I got you right there. There you go. There you go. My God. You on? Yeah, I got you on. You hear me? Yeah, but I got a Hershey joint. I'm trying to see what's up with them. Um, yeah, that's another joint. If I'm not mistaken, it was like some haircut clippers. And on Instagram, I got this another these people that make boxing gloves. They make the equipment, the the waistband, the cup, the headgear. They make all of that. I got a sponsor with that too. But yeah, I hear you now. I hear you
Yep.
now. Yeah, man. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? What's the
Man,
topic,
boxing
man?
crazy right now.
You know I got the
Crazy,
spliff
man. But
ready.
yeah, that everybody talking about that arrest.
Oh
That
yeah, man.
harassment from the blood. You feel me? But yeah, that rematch clause activated. That joint automatic with Canelo. Um,
I ain't been seeing too much about
yeah. Oh yeah,
it.
another thing.
The last thing,
Another thing I want to talk about. Shout out to a man, Stanionis, man. Stanionis, he put asses in seats Saturday night. He's ranked, if I'm not mistaken, number two or number one. Well, he ranked number two, back on the top two, number one in the WBA. Beat the bull from South Africa. In his home country, he sold that bitch out. They made history. He sold that out. And another thing I want to talk about, shout out to Pro Box TV. They put on an amazing event Saturday, from the prelims to the main event, to Wama Lopez de Jesus scoring two knockdowns. Especially one of the second round he got ahead, but Shakur Grandpop was the guy name
that's
was
your son,
Orion.
right? That's your son.
No, 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 no. Damn, my son name.
Oh,
And shout out to Najee Lopez. Najee Lopez deserved, hopefully it's the Bivol or the Bitterby fight. But he looked good doing it. He TKO the guy Henderson, the guy Morrell knocked out. Um, he got a knockout with that situation. They stopped the fight, got a technical
how the hell
knockout.
he gonna get the Bivol and better be a fight before David Benavidez?
He was already lined up before them. So if I'm not mistaken, he might get the Bitterby fight first. But if this nigga beat what you
Yard.
call it, he might get the Bivol for Bivol comeback fight. 'Cause, the fake surgery with Bivol. It's like all of these fighters get surgery after the fight. Like, that should be fake, man. But none of y'all get therapeutic use exemption, but Bud Crawford or Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
I want to keep it
Nigga, why ain't nobody talking about that?
because nobody don't know about it. People ain't really boxing fans. They not really analysts. They not really journalists. They'll watch a video, go by that person video, and then they all. I mean, but half of these people is paid. That's why I said my channel. Listen, yo, when I started this joint, man, my joint used to win. That shit used to win, and then they just started attacking me. They started tagging me. You know, I was like, dang, this shit crazy. Cause I thought I was gonna get monetized, then get monetized. They just started attacking me. I was like, fuck. But I was like, it make no sense for me to like trying to cop a plea. Hey, fuck it. I'm just gonna keep going on and just telling people the truth. But Marty, the manager, talked about it. Go check out the nigga Punch Drunk from up there in New York. Punch talked about it. A few of us talked about it.
I fuck with Punch Drunk, but Punch Drunk talking about congratulations to Terence Crawford. Why you not
Yeah.
bringing that shit up?
But he brought up that situation. Um, but when you watch the cop, like I said, I rewatched the fight. Yo, that shit was too biased. It was too rigged. You seen what you seen? He took that dive. I don't like. He took the dive. He took it. He took it. He took the dive. That's why niggas in the camp
I
like
wa- I want to
you
go
ask
back and
Jazz, you ask Boots, you ask Yo Yo. They all looking like nigga. You wasn't looking like that in camp. Like what happened? And everybody know he took the dive.
it all
We
go
see
back
the
to them niggas
playbook
eating
already
steak,
with the bitters and the bitters
steak
now.
and lobster. He was eating steak and lobster in
Yeah,
Dubai or whatever the fuck you call that shit.
yeah.
That shit
You
Saudi
never seen no
Arabia.
shit like that. You never seen nothing like that. You know what's so
Wow.
crazy, right? The nigga Mr. Suspicious on Instagram 3 days, 4 days before the fight, he posted the scorecards. And when the fight happened, it was the same exact scorecards.
Wait.
Remember,
Huh?
everybody was bitching about who the judges was, right? How they judged it. Them scorecards was too wide because it wasn't no boxing clinic. It wasn't no ass whooping. I don't know what people be watching. It's like people saying, "Oh, Shakur, Williams Zepeda was your best performance." If that was his best performance, he was getting his ass whooped. You feel me? Like you gotta make this shit make sense. Y'all act like he was
The
in there.
reason, listen, the reason I be knowing this shit is like set for they people to win, bro, is because after that Zepeda fight, I ain't gonna lie, I had Shakur winning, but I'm talking about I probably had it like a
I ain't
motherfucking
having with it. He wasn't winning that
close.
fight.
Nah,
He
he was
wasn't.
winning close.
Nah, Shakur, listen. It's
You
probably
got to
because
think
how
about it,
I judge the
effective
fight.
punching, gang. You
It's
got to
probably
think
because
about
how I
effect.
judge the fight. Because I'm gonna keep it real. When you look at the effective punching, he probably only landed 9, 10 of them. No more than 7 per round. He wasn't
No, but I'm
landing.
not even saying that he was sharper than Zepeda, bro. We not even finna. He was
Listen, how
sharper.
we gonna say he was sharper than Cepeda when Cepeda had him on the ropes, his back foot the whole fight? You can
Who
talk,
don't
listen,
Zepeda got on
all
the back foot?
30 shit, he's still getting hit to the body. You heard him at the end of the fight, and you heard him a week later. My body still will hurt. Nigga, because you put yourself in that predicament. If you was to listen to your grandfather and kept it in the middle of the ring, you could have knocked Williams Zepeda out with your fucked up hands. He could have did it. And that's the only time we seen it. Oh, was the nasty shots. But look at those moments. And when you seen the shots that was landed, not the shit that's getting caught on the guard. When you look, it was only 9 to 10 shots landed. But when you look at the CompuBox going to tell you something different when that shit is not real. You
Nah,
gotta,
but CompuBox aside, I'm talking about when I was watching it. Yeah,
yeah.
Zepeda was coming with the pressure for sure. I'm not saying he wasn't. But as far as countering and the sharper shots, the quicker shots, the more eye-catching shots, bro, that was going to Shakur. It
That's
was
what
a
I'm
point
saying.
in the fight. It was a
I,
point in the fight. And
listen,
exactly how you saying right now.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that one, but that's what I'm saying is when you look at them punches you talking about, they all was in the middle of the ring. All of those Jones when he wasn't on the ropes. That's all you got to look at. The majority of the fight, that nigga was on his back foot on the ropes. And when you look at Williams Zepeda jab, you're gonna see Williams Zepeda jab touch that nigga's stomach, face throughout that whole fight. He even rocked the nigga. He stayed him. If them ropes wasn't there, that would have been a knockdown. Or if it was a
Shit.
standing 8 count rule, they would have gave that a standing 8 count. Shakur ain't win that fight. Now,
Let me
man,
see something real quick.
he would call that a beautiful performance. Pitbull would steamroll that nigga. He not like you had the opportunity when you fought up with De Los Santos.
Hey, listen to this. Listen to this though. So look,
He had it. He
the
dropped the
point I was
ball.
trying to make, listen, the point I was trying to make anyway was that even though Shakur won the fight, listen to these scorecards. That nigga won And bro, we both seen the fight. Listen to this. 118, 118, 110, 118,
How?
110, and
How?
119, 109. Them niggas ain't gives a
How?
Peta a round.
That's what I'm saying. How?
I don't agree.
Wow. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. And when you look at the commentators, it doesn't matter. It's still top ranked ESPN. That's what there's like I don't agree with none of them niggas, y'all. Especially the judging, like that's bad judging, y'all. Williams Zepeda was on his ass the whole fight. And the only time you seen Shakur had, like I said, was when you seen the effective shots, is when he stayed in the middle of the ring and he boxed him. And that's what I kept saying. Shakur can get the knockout if he listens to his fucking grandpop. He listened to his corner, keep it in the middle of the ring. Fuck what Turkey talking about. Because all you gotta do, keep it in the middle of the ring. We seeing it, nigga. We seeing you. We seeing the effective shots. And when you land in them bitches, it's pushing his head back. You feel me? Stay doing
Hey.
that. Why is you on your back? Crease this nigga. Fuck creasing this nigga.
Hey, them boys saying
Fuck
that
creasing this nigga.
them boys fucking
Well,
around saying
and this
them
is it.
boys fuck
That's the problem too. He don't listen to his grandpa. Cause I got him having knockout power, but he don't listen to his grandpa. He
Nah, that
don't,
nigga
bro.
another Devin Haney. That nigga don't got no knockout power.
If he was to listen to Willie Moses, yo, he had knockouts all day, man. Trust me, that nigga, he got power.
At
He's scared.
130.
That nigga scared to counter because of that Tank. I'm sparring. He's scared to counter. Remember Tank? Tank knocked his molder out. Tank knocked his molder out.
Hey,
Yeah.
them boys saying that it was Boots who had put the police but
Nah, I was saying that was Canelo, the boy. That was a Canelo fan.
that was
But
Boots,
hey, them
nigga.
niggas, yo, yeah, Brian Norman, hey, nah, nigga, Buzz scared of Boots. Word is he trying to get a fight at 154, but he don't want it to be Boots.
No, I don't think he going down to 54. I heard something about 60. We all
Yeah,
know,
we
we
all,
all know.
yeah.
Listen, man, I'm gonna keep it real. Everybody want to talk about how Canelo ducking Benavidez, but boy, this nigga Crawford scared of Benavidez, boy. This nigga, every time they bring this nigga up, this nigga want to say, "Oh, I might as well go fight Usyk. I might as well go do this and that." But bitch, you just look so sharp and so good, right?
He
Go
not
box,
bad.
go box David
Yes,
Benavidez.
that's why I want you, when you get a chance, watch. Is the joint called the Official Call Podcast? The two referees, right?
The
Um,
official
I keep
call. Hold
forgetting.
on, let me lock
Yeah, I
that
keep
shit
forgetting
on.
them brothers' name. But they two main referees. I know the guy named Bayless, and what's the other guy name?
Kenny Bayless or Skip Bayless?
Kenny
What's his name?
Bayless. One named Kenny Bayless, and it's the other black guy, boy.
What
Kind of
is it called? What is it called?
the official call podcast. But I want you to watch the one with Teofimo. It was the last interview with Teofimo, right? It's like
Nah, bro.
30 minutes into the joint, right? They're
What
gonna talk about,
with Bird and
yeah.
Bayless?
The other guy though, they're gonna talk about how Turkey, quote unquote, supposed to put on a big fight. And what the referee said, he said the same shit I've been saying. He never put on, no, he ain't put on one big fight yet. Cause all of the fights he put on, we ain't wanted to see none of them shits. It was only 3 fights niggas was yelling for. No, it was Tank and whoever. We got the Tank and Ryan, but it was Canelo Benavidez, Boots Crawford. We never got none of them bitches. None. Bud fought a bitch ass nigga named Madrimov. Nobody, we ain't know who the fuck Madrimov was. You feel me? You're supposed to fight Spence again.
Hell yeah, I'm getting the timestamp right now. I'm watching it right now. At 30
Yeah.
minutes. Fight the best, and what's been happening is that the best ain't been fighting the best.
We haven't got it. The fights we wanted, we never got. We haven't got none of that shit. None of the big fights, not the best fight, the best, none of that. You get in the UK version of it, but nobody don't want to see that shit. Ain't no disrespect. You feel me? If you want to put on a like Chris Eubank, Conor Ben, yeah. You
Nah,
dig
that
me?
shit
But,
was fire. That shit was fire.
but
Don't even
like
do that.
common sense. When was the
That's
last
fight of the
time
year.
Tyson
That's
Fury
fight of
was
the year though. Let's keep it real. That's
that's
fight of the
fight of the
year.
year? When was the last time Benavidez and Morrell could be fight of the year?
Not over that. Them boys was going
Oh,
at it, boy.
crazy. Oh,
Huh?
Benavidez Morrell was a war.
Nah,
Nigga,
Benavidez Morel was good,
Pacheco
but
and Steve
bro,
Nelson was a war.
Connor Ben and Chris Eubank, bro, that's the best fight I ever seen in my life, bro.
Damn,
Like in this
oh,
alive. Like me being a nigga, you tell me another fight that was that good. That was
motherfuckers that
12
doing
rounds though.
Pro Box, the whole Pro Box card last week, all
Fuck
fights of the
out of
year.
here. Fuck out of here, bro.
Pitbull
Bro,
joined, Pitbull joined on the PBC card, the David Benavidez and Morrell card. They had 3 fights of the year on that card. Yeah, it's a couple fights of the year. It's a couple, but Conor Benham is one of them. It's one of them. It's a
they
couple of them.
number
This year they
one.
got.
I guarantee you they win. I guarantee you they
got,
get fight of the year. And I
got
guarantee you that rematch.
wait,
I think the rematch. Well, you see, Chris Eubank got Bomac in his corner, so the rematch gonna be probably a snooze fest for real.
nah, it ain't gonna be a smooth fight. I ain't gonna say nothing. No, I can't bring the like I said, all I can tell people is to go back, look up when American tests positive in 2014 for PEDs and who was his trainer.
Nigga, say it with your chest. How you gonna be all facts, no opinions, and you gonna
Go
hold out on
back,
these fuck
baby.
niggas, man?
Go back.
Call that
Go
shit
back.
out, man.
Boback was that nigga trainer, man.
So you
Bomac was that nigga
saying
trainer,
so
bro.
hold on, so hold on. So you saying that Bomac slipped that nigga Amir Khan that shit.
Yeah. Bomac got that sauce, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you gonna get sued for defamation of character.
Nah, I can say what. And listen, you can't sue me because it's facts. In 2014, when he test positive, you was his trainer. Then y'all want the Victor Conte route 2015. Victor Conte did him interviews and what he said. He can beat the system, remember?
Hey bro, to switch the subject real quick, man. That nigga Tank got me pissed off,
What's
dog.
up, what's up?
Bro, that nigga be, bro. That nigga be acting like a little bitch, gang.
Yeah.
I fuck with Tank. Don't get me wrong. That. I think Tank pound for pound, but he acting
Listen,
like a little bitch,
like,
gang.
I'm gonna keep it real. Cause I just was talking about it before.
But you know how old, bro.
I just was talking about this even before you came on live about people answering the same let's say when Shakur get an interview, they gotta keep Tank name in their mouth. You feel me? Then sometimes you get sick and tired of shit, and you can tell with Shakur he gets sick and tired of it because you can just look at his face. You feel me? And when people talk to Tank, they always want to ask about the Shakur fight. 2018, Shakur was boxing, right? Nobody was bringing him up. It was always Tank, Ryan, Devin, Tio, the 4 Kings. We got to see 2 of those fights. And those 2 fights, Loma was part of the 4 Kings. It was Loma. Let me take Ryan out. It was Loma part of the 4 Kings. So Tio beat Loma. We got the Tank and Ryan, and we got the Ryan and Devin.
That
You feel me?
Gary Russell was the shit too back then.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when it was mentioned in the 4 King era back in
Yeah.
2018. It was those guys. Shakur never was there. So now that you move up to 135, and your second fight was really was your first fight at 135 for the WBC title with the Santos, which I'ma stamp it and say you was already the WBC champion at 130. So it was already biasness there. Because when you watch the Edward De Los Santos fight, Shakur ain't beat De Los Santos. What punches he landed? De Los Santos was whooping his ass. He landed the most shots, threw the most punches, and landed the most of everything throughout the whole fight. And they still rewarded Shakur with the victory. Why? So Shakur can get the Tank fight. Why do you think Shakur won't rematch De Los Santos?
Yeah, this shit
You had
said,
the
hold
opportunity.
on. This shit said, what the fuck? This shit said Shakur outlanded Zepeda 295 to 272.
How? And he wasn't throwing no punches. And the
Yeah,
punches
that's
that he thrown was the Jones in the middle that landed. And you can watch the whole Shakur wasn't throwing shit.
yeah, that's cap.
That's why I tell people when you watch the fight, you gotta watch the fight 7 times. You gotta score that
Wait,
shit
hold on.
yourself.
Yeah, that's yeah. Hold on. Let me see this real quick.
I would say Copy box be wrong, man. Even Tim Bradley talking about copy box right now. Cause I thought he was talking about us when he talking about these long ass videos. Cause I
Tim Bradley a
posted
gangster.
Joe.
I fought with Tim Bradley. That nigga funny.
I posted Joe when you came at him.
Yeah.
I posted up in the shorts and shit. And that shit was whammy, so I thought he was doing a video and shit. So I was listening to the video and he started talking about the copy box too. Like that shit be rigged. It does be rigged because it's fake. And then when you look at the scorecards throughout the fight, the unofficial scorecards, they be biased. And you like, bro, we just watched the round. This nigga winning, you giving it to him. That's why with Mike Coppinger, Max Kellerman, anything them dudes say, I don't believe none of this shit they say. Max Kellerman, you killed your brother, nigga. Excuse me, man. I don't even want to say that, bro.
Damn. I
His
ain't
brother
never heard
passed
no
away.
shit like that.
Yeah, his brother passed away. He was fight. The friend was a boxer and stuff, but I guess the friend had went to jail for the situation. But you know how people be doing them videos and shit, them sacrifice videos. One person was saying that nigga did that shit. The next thing you know, he just end up off ESPN. He wasn't on there no more. I'm like, dang, he not on HBO. He not on ESPN. Is this shit true? Now I mean, and when that shit came out, all of that happened, and now he's back in the mix. But bro, you back in the mix with the niggas you left. You feel me? That's why I don't. I see it. Then the shit Dana White trying to. That's what I'm saying. Everything they pulling right now is all TKO ish. They showing you how they rigging the system, how they gonna rig it, how they gonna implement they Muhammad Ali act at TKO. They're gonna do whatever they want. You know what I mean? But when big
Facts.
fighters when they get the like Dana White just came on here talking about that shit. I said, damn, like y'all about to do all this illegal shit and you ain't caring, you saying it?
It's a big fact.
Crazy. But
Nah, but
shout out to
word, bro.
Rachel Donaire, shout out to Donaire family for keeping the Muhammad Ali act alive because it's the truth, man. These fighters need to know what they get, and these fighters, that's why I fuck with PBC because the brand eat, not the fighter, the brand eat.
Hold on, gang. Give me a
All about the
second.
It's all about your business. Yeah, my nigga Shoo. And shout out to Shoo Carrington, man, New York finest. Now, man, Shushu exposed the knee situation I was always talking to people about. He was on Showbiz, and he even put Showbiz on game when Tank took the knee, because you are allowed to take a knee in boxing. That's what people don't know. That's why I believe looking at these trainers when people were shitting on Tank, I got mad because I'm like, bro, y'all know he allowed to do this. Y'all know you're allowed. A fighter can call timeout. He take three paces back, 3 steps back, nail him.
Hey, this nigga Anthony Robertson said Tank Davis is the first little guy to knock people out. Y'all just lying. Nigga, we know he be knocking people out.
These people be
Fuck you
crazy,
talking
right?
about? You not listening, nigga. You ain't
Yeah, these people be crazy. And shit.
trying to rider, nigga. I know the
Yeah,
nigga. Yeah.
that nigga
Yeah,
crazy.
this nigga out of
That nigga gotta
control.
be a core fan. That nigga gotta be a core fan. Yeah,
Fuck with
man.
informants.
You feel me? My man just came on here and told you he fuck with the nigga. That man just a certain situation he be doing niggas don't like. Nah, I agree. I agree with it. You know, I agree. You know, he should have did the rematch first. But you know, a nigga wanna I guess they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. You know, he gotta
Who wouldn't have took it
hopefully he
though?
get one of these niggas a rematch. If Pitbull or Lamont win, whoever win that fight, that's who he should rematch. Because I'm always say Pitbull deserves the rematch more than Lamont. Because Pitbull beat Tank. I don't know if anybody say Pitbull.
But but let's keep it G. What other fight,
I'm gonna be
bro?
real.
I want to see him fight Roach, nigga, and Shakur, and that's it. But Roach first.
I'm gonna be real. I want to see the Pitbull rematch. Because Pitbull beat Tank. Pitbull was whooping his ass from the first to the 12th. Roach ain't do what Pitbull did. You watch the first half of the fight. Tank was winning.
So
So people only counting
How you got Roach and Pitbull going then?
Pitbull gonna steamroll that nigga. Watch. He gonna steamroll that nigga. He gonna knock him out. He gonna steamroll. He gonna step on that nigga. Watch. Watch. That
Lamont
nigga.
Roach think he that nigga.
Roach ain't that. See, Roach. See, that's why I was getting about the Tank the knee. Shout out to Shoo Carrington, New York finest. Now I mean Brownsville stand up. That nigga even said what I was saying about taking a knee. You can take a knee in boxing. And that's what Roach is living off of. But nobody ain't talking about when Tank knocked Roach down and Roach took a knee in the 11th round. Nobody
Bodies,
talk about
body shots.
nobody even talk about that. He took a knee too. He took a knee in the 11th round too. Yes, the fuck he did. Yes, he did. But at the end of the day, uh, me personally, I always thought Pitbull beat he whooped Tank ass so bad they trying to say Tank hand hurt. When the fight was over, they interviewed Tank. Tank said his shoulder. That's when you caught them niggas in the lie right there. You like, man, that hand shit, that shit just be a lie. When you can't knock a nigga out or you put on a bad performance, oh, I hurt in my hand. No, nigga, details matter. This is how I pay attention to a fighter, right? I always listen during the press conferences, during the interviews. They always say, "This is my best camp. I'm the best I ever been." And then when they go on there and put on a shitty performance, oh, I hurt in my hand. I hurt in my shoulder. Nigga, you just said you was 100%. You just said you was 100%. Now you ain't performing, live up to none of that shit you said you was gonna do. Now you hurt your hand. Now your shoulder hurt, man. Get the fuck up out of here, man. Then you think a nigga gonna heal in 6? If we was to get a shoulder, a motherfucking surgery on our shoulders, we gonna be down for the count like a year, 18 months. You feel me? How the fuck these niggas healing like Wolverine in 6 months? Man, get the fuck up out of here, man. These lying ass niggas out here, man. These niggas
Niggas
is
on
just
them
ass.
on them Kool-Aid
And
packs,
I call
dog.
them commentary fighters. I call them commentary fighters. You feel me?
Word.
When we got all of these other hungry dogs that's under them that nobody know their name until they get signed to a big promotional company. Those the fighters I be checking up on. And it's a lot of dogs coming. It's a lot coming. And Brian Norman Sr., you a bitch. That nigga's a bitch. He's a big bitch. Me and him always beefing on Instagram. He called me Johnny Ortiz. Nigga, you a bitch. Nigga, this Johnny Ortiz calling you a bitch, nigga. That nigga a bitch. His son ducked the smoke too many times. With Boots, he ducked the smoke with Boots. He ducked the smoke with motherfucking Bocheco. Because Bocheco whooped Brian Norman Jr. ass. He was dropping, he was mopping the floor with Brian Norman Jr. That nigga was mopping the floor with
Oh
him.
shit.
He was mopping the floor with that nigga. Bro, how you duck offers? Listen, that Rashidi Ellis, please never listen to Brian Norman Sr. again, because he tricked you out of $500,000, bro. You never made $500,000. You could have had $500,000 in your pocket. But instead you wanna he forced y'all to hold out. Why he did that? Because that shit right there fuck up another chance for you. Because if you would have took that chance and got that money, your name still would have, your feet would have been right back in the door, and you could have got these other fights and been making that type of money. You feel me? So now, if you
Big
would have took that half
facts.
a million for Boots, now when you step back in the ring, win, lose or
I
draw,
fuck with the Normans though. I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas is funny.
yeah, but damn, the niggas ain't fighting nobody. I mean, niggas look like
He
Giovanni
about to
said
fight
too.
somebody
Like,
right now though. He
yeah,
got a
Dev,
name right
no,
now though.
Dev not. Come on, man. We just watched Dev get his ass whipped by Ryan. Come on, man. Ryan whipped that
He
nigga
get-
ass so bad they trying to say Ryan on PDs when they fuck with the king of PDs. Like, come on, man. We all know Victor
So
Conte went to jail for steroids.
so how you
We
see
know
that
Victor
going
Conte
though?
went to jail for Ostarine. We know
How
Victor
you see
Conte went
that
to jail
going
for that.
now?
Huh?
How you see that going now?
Well, that's like if Brian Norman win, they're gonna do the same thing they did to Ryan to Brian Norman.
No. I'm saying how you see that going, like the actual fight.
I got that getting knocked out. Either or can get knocked out because Brian Norman chinny too. Dev got the opportunity to do it. Is that Dev chin lasted 4 more rounds than Brian Norman's did. Remember, Ryan did it in the seventh. Brian Norman
Right,
was getting dropped by Bocheco in the, like, I think the second and the third, and then they
nigga.
called it no
But
contest.
bro, you tripping, bro? That nigga Devin got wobbled first quarter. First quarter. They
It
caught that nigga.
was the
What
seventh round,
happened?
right? It was the seventh round.
Yeah, but he got caught literally right away. Like he got wobbled first round.
Yeah, but I'm talking about getting dropped.
Man, that boy got dropped about 6 times, bro. They only
Yeah,
counted
but I'm
two or
talking about,
three.
no, they robbed Ryan for a couple of drops, but I'm talking about round seven. When you can't even find, look, this how good Top Rank is, right? You can't even find the video, the full fight of Namir Albright and Keyshawn Davis, because Namir was whooping Keyshawn ass, and you can't find the full fight of JCM, Puerto Rican boy, Bocheco, Figueroa Bocheco. He was beating the dog shit out of Brian Norman Jr., bro. I'm talking about mopping, dropping him. He won 3 rounds. And they called it a no contest. That's how bad he was whooping his ass. When you
I'm
go
gonna
on his
go
record,
watch it.
Go to BoxRec USC, Brian Norman Jr., USC, he have a no contest. He was getting his ass whipped, bro. Boy was
Word.
whooping
Hey,
his ass.
hey, brother, I gotta get
Yeah, he
up
was
out of here,
dropping him
bro.
and everything.
You
That's why I
heard?
said, huh?
I gotta get up
What
out of here. I
happened?
gotta go help. I gotta get up out of here. I'm finna go help with the baby and shit, bro.
I got you, man. Pull up tomorrow, man. I'm finish cooking. I'm pull up, see you tomorrow, cuz.
You already know, bro. Good looking, bro. Be safe, bro.
Well,
All right, one.
yeah, for everybody, I want y'all to go check that joint out. The Brian Norman and Pacheco fight. 3 rounds. 3 rounds. They stopped the fight, called it no contest. Um, Too chinny. But you know, they like I said, they both got the same chin. They both chinny. But Brian Norman have more power to knock Devin out. You know, um, but like I said, if Devin get knocked out, because they robbed Ryan for his knockout. The seventh round, when Ryan dropped Devin Haney, he felt on his ass. Then when he was trying to get up, he felt right back on his face and kept falling. That was a knockout. That's a knockout. You can ask any referee, that's a knockout. But you can tell Harvey Dock, that referee was betting. He was gambling and he had money on Devin. and he fucked Ryan knockout up. Ryan had a knockout, he fucked it up. But it's going to be the same thing with Brian Norman Jr. If Brian Norman Jr. scores a knockout, they're going to come back and say he was on PEDs. Even though he taking all of these tests and he's stating he clean. Remember, y'all, Ryan did the same thing. The night before the fight, they tested him. They said he was clean, right? Now, all of a sudden, the A sample dirty and the B sample dirty. Like, come on, man. But Kimberly Slumbers resigned. How you found Ryan positive, then resign? Soon you find him testing positive 11 days later. And come on. Come on. That's why Victor Conte, like, ain't no, like, bro, we already know what you is. Like, no, I sold drugs, right? So I got locked up for drugs a lot of times, right? They label me a drug dealer when I go to court. Or I rob niggas, I shoot niggas. That's what they label me. I'm a criminal. That's what they label me. So I'm on house arrest. You feel me? That's what they label me. So he the same shit. That nigga went to jail. The nigga went to the feds. The nigga told on his girl. That nigga a rat. That nigga told on his girl. Conte told on his girl, his own wife. That nigga told on his fucking wife. Like, come on, bro. Stop playing with me. These niggas out here, like, what? But yeah, they both chinny, man. They both chinny. You know, it can go either way. But Dev already got that knockout, man. Dev already got knocked out. He already lost. And I told Norman that. I told Senior that, I be betting with him though. But I told him, I said, I got y'all winning, but I don't know. I just got a funny feeling. I don't trust them niggas, man. I don't trust the Heenies for nothing. They got a plan B up their sleeve, and they plan B is gonna be a Hashtarine. Watch. Well, I'm trying to tell y'all, watch. But the point I was saying about when my guy NY was on, what I was about to break is the Santillan, right? Santillan ain't fight nobody. When you look at his record, but Alexis Roca, that's it. But besides that, he had a bunch of tough Mexico fights, but he was fighting niggas that was in the speakies. Know what I mean? Not right, they uncles and cousins and shit all in the speakies. Know what I mean? That's what he was fighting. Fought a bunch of nobodies. Then you fought Derek Cuevas. Derek Cuevas, and soon he got that 50,000, the nigga bought a brick of Fetty. Know what I mean? He was a caseworker from the block. That's all. Derek Cuevas was a straight caseworker, just came up with some bread. You dig me? Then Jin Saki, who the fuck is Jin Saki? This anime character, nigga. When you after listen, before you fought Derek Cuevas, we was trying to get you in Boots fight. Y'all ducked the smoke. You ducked it the 400,000 offer. You ducked it the $700,000 offer. You ducked it the $1.2 million offer. Then you ducked it the 1.7. They sent you 4 offers the first time, and you ducked all 4 of them just because you wanted your son to walk out with $1 million. And Eddie Hearn told you that's not my problem. You the one that signed the top rank. Then what happened? After the Cuevas fight, Boots was fighting who? Exactly. Stanley Jonas. Because remember, before the Cuevas fight, Boots was trying to unify because he didn't want to fight Karen for the second time. He was trying to unify. The only thing can get Boots out of the Karen fight was a unified title. All of you, Mario Barrios was ducking. You ducked 4 offers. And Mario Barrios WBC, you had WBO. And Stanley Jonas just was Stanley Jonas at the time. So that's when Boots had to fight Karen again, got that victory. Then you fought Derek Cuevas the week before Boots fought Stanley Jonas. Know what I mean? And then you just end up taking the Jinsaki fight. When Boots beat Stanley Jonas, you end up taking the Jinsaki fight, bro. I mean, when Boots beat this nigga Karen, you end up taking the Jinsaki fight, and that's when he had to go the other round and get the Stanley Jonas fight. Because you ducked the fight. But during the Jinsaki fight, they said, yo, we offer you $2.2 million. We offer you $2.2 million, bro. Then you told me, yeah, I went over there. I got the 1.7. Bro, you got the 1.7 that you say. Bro, you know Japan money ain't worth, and American money is different. You know that, right? All right, then. Then you want to mention Devin Haney. Bro, Boots been calling out Earl Spence, Bud Crawford, your son, all of these niggas. Who the fuck? Nigga, I'll beat Devin Haney up, nigga. I'll whoop Sean Haney ass. Nigga, I'll whoop your ass. You know that? But at the end of the day, you got to stop with the narrative, Norman Sr. Because we got videos. We got videos, man. You a knob slobber, man. You slobber the knobs, nigga. You slobber knobs, bro. Stop that. You slobber knobs. Nah, nigga, you a knob shiner. You the shiner. We're going to call y'all the shiners. The Duckmans, a.k.a. shiners. Boy, because you be shining knobs like crazy. We got a bunch of videos, man. Your claim to fame was Tank and Bud. You came to Philly, got a dud, nigga. That shit ended right there. Remember, Karen Duncan. Remember, was a lot of y'all niggas managers, man. And a lot of you niggas came to these gyms and sparred each other. That's the key thing a lot of people don't know. How you think Timothy Bradley and Bud Crawford end up sparring? Rest in peace. Cameron Duncan, our condolences go out to the Duncan family. Cameron Duncan was one of the top managers, had the best fighters. To me, the best fighters. Cameron Duncan had the best fighters. Yes, the fuck he did. Multiple champions. Paul Crawford, one of his fighters. Jerron Bootson is one of his fighters. If I'm not mistaken, Tank is. Timothy Bradley. Should I? Brian Norman. Yeah. Shout out to Cameron Duncan. Our condolences go out to you. You know, a lot of people wanted to see if they had the dog in them, and Karen Duncan, oh, I want to see what I got. All right, he got legs, send him up there. And everybody that came to Philly got their ass whipped by Boots. That's why Bud don't want to fight Boots. But you can go back to 2000, you can go back 2021, 2022, 2020, 2019, and you'll see Norman up here slobbering the knob. Yeah, Boots will beat the shit out of Bud. I'm going for Boots all the way. That he's super duper nice. Then where all this hate come from? Where all this hate come from? Boots don't talk. He don't do none of that. Like, come on, bro. Niggas don't want to put out the videos because niggas try to keep it cool, bro. Niggas ain't corny niggas. But you just a corny nigga. You speak with envy, nigga. You see it. When you speak, you all hype, yelling. The nod of envy. You see it in your chest. Feel me? You ever hit a nigga, sit there and watch the muscle drop when the bullet hit the nigga? Like you see that shit. You see that knot of envy in that nigga chest, bro. You know what I mean? Only thing you was dropping the car, you feel me? After you put the brakes on, nigga, fuck out of here. Ain't telling you dropping something, nigga. Only thing you was dropping the cars, nigga, from the jack when after you was done putting the brakes on the car, nigga. Stop playing with me. St. David, bro. Hey, yo, Ant-Man. There was a lot of little fighters. Like, you ever heard of the knockout artist, Puerto Rican knockout artist, Wilfredo Gomez? Got the most knockouts ever, man. Dropping shit. Dropping shit where niggas really was fighting. Niggas with the old school rules, you did. Yeah, man, I'm about to check about this joint, man. It was nice cooking with y'all. It was a nice segment today. Shout out my guy NY Santos, always coming up here cooking. Um, you know, shout out to Tim Bradley too for exposing how fights are rigged. These niggas be yo. Mm. No, people always gotta tell you the truth, man. They always gotta tell you the truth how certain situations is. In certain situations is what it is, man. The whole game is business, man. It's all business. It's all business and about how to make history and trying to make certain fighters better than a certain group of fighters that was on before them. In a certain company, when we know that company got the best lineup, you could just tell by the fights they're about to put on with the Fedora card. That lineup, the whole card crazier, and all they fights is bigger than the fights the other side put on. So, to each his own, but boxing is boxing. We getting the great fights. Shout out to Eddie Hearn for putting on the big fights in the UK. A lot of people say he couldn't put on big fights. My nigga putting on big fights. Uh, Eddie, shout out Eddie, man. Shout out Eddie. But besides that, hit that like button, share it. Subscribe, man. That's all I can tell you, niggas. Subscribe, man. It's all facts, no opinions, man. When you come on here, I'm gonna let you cook and spit your facts. The link is always in the chat. Besides that, stay tuned. That's all I can say is just stay tuned. There's more to come. Um, Hopefully tomorrow I'll pull up, be a good show. I just gotta go do my research on a couple things. I'm gonna bring up that fact. I'm gonna talk about some other fighters. Yeah, like I said, shout out to Najee Lopez, Pro Box TV. That whole card was lit. Pro Box got an arsenal, man. They got a I love all of the showcases, but they got some great talent over there, man. And they fights be great, man. They be spectacular. Every L is not a loss, it's just a lesson learned. And you can always come back and become a champion. You seen T.O. do it, you seen Canelo undisputed 2 times. You seen T.O. undisputed, came back and became undisputed. You watch Miguel Cotto, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray, Mark. Like you watch a lot of fighters that took a loss, came back, and became champions. Shout out one of the greatest heavyweights ever, Lennox Lewis. We all know that. Mike Tyson. We all know that. Bernard Hopkins came and did it, the goated. We see him. But besides that, man, Sean Porter even did it, of this era that if people know of. But y'all all seen Teal do it. But it's always just a lesson learned, and hopefully, these young fighters get to know that you're not gonna always have a but Pro Box TV, like they fights is lit, and especially when you got a fighter that's 3-0 fighting a fighter that's 4-1, nigga, that's a tough fight. That's a tough fight because the fighter probably got 4-1 probably threw out a decision or a split decision or something. But when you watching those fights, you like, oh, this nigga good, I always tell people every fighter is elite in their own way, you know. Every fighter cut off the ring their own way. But I'm gonna get the fuck over off this joint on my way. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Subscribe and it's like that.